Hello, everyone, and welcome to An Hour with Dave, a straight shooting talk show that doesn't hold anything back. You either love the show, hate the show, love me, hate me, doesn't matter, but it's the show you want to watch. 1 Hour with Dave. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to An Hour with Dave. Today, I want to make it perfectly clear from the jump that the comments you're going to hear today are mine and mine alone. Like always, comments on An Hour with Dave are mine and any guest that I may have, not the opinions of Usula Media. So when you watch the show, you know it's straight up. It's from me. It's a freestyle. So you love me, you hate me. I don't really care either way around, because I'm still going to say what I got to say, and my guests are going to say what I got to say. All right, are we ready for the day? I got a couple things I want to straighten out. First of all, I'm going to let everybody know there's a lot of jobs out there, a lot of that are hiring. Any way you walk, any way you do things, you got Wawa, you got Walmart, you got ShopRite. All these organizations have called and said that they are hiring. They need people to work all shifts. They're also offering benefits, decent paying jobs, but for some reason people want to stay. I'm going to tell you why I want to stay at home too, because it was a lot more beneficial for people to collect unemployment and all the extra bennies that this Biden administration is giving everybody. Okay. I understand at one point we did need to support workers, but at the point when you're doing it politically to control elections or control things, you're not putting the interest of the country and the people ahead. Again, my opinion. I think the man sucks, but that's my opinion again. So let's move on. I want to talk to you about this critical race theory. I know this is being thrown out by a lot of people, a lot of organizations. Critical race theory is a theory that should be among parents, and it should be among the parents learning what the teachers and the schools are out to promote. Some of this critical race theory that they're promoting are actual hatred. Straight up, pure racial hatred with this critical race theory. Okay? Not every white person is racist. Not every white person, I said it before, is sitting with a Ku Klux Klan suit on the corner of Fifth and Lehigh, jumping up and down. Not all white people are sitting on drug corners selling drugs. Not all white people are the ones shooting all the African Americans and Hispanics. Let's face the fact. When you look at the number of African Americans and Hispanics that are dying from the gun violence and the stabbings and the home invasions, it's not white people. Zero. But they're portraying, and they tell you a white cop shot a black man. A white cop shot a Hispanic. But they don't tell you that in one weekend in some states like Chicago, New York, and Philadelphia, you've had 50, 40, 30 people shot on one weekend. And then you get 10 to half or even more dying from the gunshot wounds. And they're not being shot by white people. This is your group, your political leaders handing you a bag full of bullshit for free. Not white people, nor all white people hate you. And let me tell you, when you have a black person or Hispanic person who sit here in the school districts, teachers and principals and community leaders and church leaders who sit there and say, the white, they're just as racist as the people they're trying to accuse. Because if you sit there and you're constantly talking about white people, that's racist. Because if they did it to us, the first thing you have the R. Sharptons of the world saying, look how racist it is. But they don't tell you that every time they're going along saying it and they're teaching it and they're drilling it into your head, they're literally teaching you to be racist. And they're being just as racist. You don't need to be white to be racist. As soon as you make a statement of white people, Trump is racist, and you ask people, okay, why is Trump racist? Then they get this blank look on their face. They don't have the foggiest idea why they say that man was racist. But you have a lot of people out there who literally say that they hate white people, who literally say that they hate somebody else because of the color of their skin. Those people are racist. When you sit there and you say to people, and say it in front of your children, and say to them, white people are racist. This country is not perfect, but it's come a long way. From slavery to today, it's come a long way. Do we have places to go still? Yep. Do we have people out there who are ignorant? Yep. Are they all white? No. There's just as many of every other race you could think of than the white in racism people here, racist people in the other races, other than white, that are full of nothing but hate, pure hate towards a group of people that they know nothing about. If you tell a person, nope, you can't use the bathroom because there's little girls in the bathroom, and this other person is a male. Woke up that morning and identified himself as a female. And I have no problem with it. If you think you're gay, if you think that's fine. That's between you and the Creator. Okay? I don't believe in it, but that's between you and the Creator. But I'll be damned if my godchild or my grandchild or my wife or my niece is in the bathroom and the man who's packing something in his pants thinks he's a female is going to go in there while they're in the bathroom. He is going to wait. And I'm telling you, Biden, your administration, governor, mayor, I don't give a shit. If he's going in the bathroom, he's going to wait. And if he's got something hanging between his legs, he better use the men's room because he's going to have to wait till my people in that bathroom is empty. Period. And if you don't like it, Mayor, and you don't like it, Governor, it's David Torres. Come into my face and tell me you don't like it. Because when I put my foot between your legs, you're going to realize why he's a man. It's not going to happen while my people are in the bathroom. If they need a bathroom for themselves, you know what? Then add a bathroom. It's simple. It's not complicated. You're making people hate somebody because of the way they feel. They feel they're gay. They have their thing. Fine. Give them their space. So that means you have a male bathroom, you have a female bathroom, and you have a bathroom for whatever you want to consider it. You see, that's the easy solution to this. You don't have to make it about race. You don't have to make it about color. You don't have to make it about anything else. The answer is not complicated. What the government wants to do is to make it complicated. To make it so that you think they hate you. The other side hurts you, hates you. That's what they want to play. And every time you allow them to do it, it's what happens. Critical race theory, I'm going to get back to it. Schools are there to teach students history, math, science, see where they're going, see where they're strongest at, and then move them in that direction if they see that that's what this person really feels in his or her soul that he or she wants to be. Some might be an astronaut, some might want to be a doctor, some might want to be a police officer, although I don't know who the hell would want to be a cop today. So it wouldn't be me. I couldn't put up with the nonsense that's happening out here. But instead of worried about getting this union who thinks it could control you and your family, your decision, how you want to talk to your kids. When do you want your kids to learn about sex? They took out sex education, and in some states now, they want to give fifth graders condoms. Okay, look at what they did. They took out sex education from classes because of so-called funding. They took it out, but they want to put in a program like there was a school in New York City that the family finally caught on to it, where they're teaching kids how to masturbate. A teacher teaching kids how to masturbate. Okay, a kid now wants to go on birth control pills, wants to get the condoms. A teenager wants to get, so they can get all this in their schools and they don't have to have your permission. This COVID-19, if you decide, we got a history of weak arteries, weak brain hemorrhages, strokes, blah, 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 blah. My kids had heart problems and etc. And you don't have your kids take the COVID-19 shot. They want to pass rules where your kid in the school system, right, can go and get the shot done without your permission. So you as a parent have nothing to say, okay? And then they use a critical race theory to use it to say, this is all racism. This is trying to control you. This is trying to control your vote. And white people hate you and da, 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 da. Education is for you to help my kid develop the best they can. Not for you to tell me what my kid needs to wear, what my kid needs to be educated for, what's his best avenue for study. That's not your decision. What religion he should be, what political party he should deal with. None of that should be in a classroom. That's home. That's the parents. That's their values. Who the hell do you think you are? Union leaders, teachers, governors, mayors, congressmen, senators, and you weak ass president. Who are you to turn around and tell parents what their kids are going to be taught? You parents need to start standing up and say, I want to know what this critical race theory is, the truth about it. And are you teaching the kids through critical race theory that everybody who's white hates you? Because if you allow that, you're to blame for it. Racism is not going to end as long as you have outsiders telling you how to hate, why you should hate. And you Christians that are closing them damn church doors need to realize that they can't do that. Sorry about that, guys. We're going to take a break in a minute, and we come back. We're going to talk about the religion aspect of what the government's doing and see what's happening with the amendment, because I have a theory on the amendment. So let's take a break, and I'll get back to you, and we're going to cover these two other topics. Thank you. Hello, everyone, and welcome to An Hour with Dave, a straight shooting talk show that doesn't hold anything back. You either love the show, hate the show, love me, hate me, doesn't matter, but it's the show you want to watch. 1 Hour with Dave. Welcome back, everybody. You're on An Hour with Dave. We were discussing the critical race theory. And I'm telling parents, you better wake up. The schools are teaching our kids to hate. Schools are teaching our kids that because of the color of your skin, you're at a disadvantage. I grew up in the South Bronx and then grew up in North Philadelphia. And let me tell you something. The only disadvantage I had was thinking that I had a disadvantage. You need to wake up. You need to stop letting this union and these governors and these mayors and these teachers and these outside organizations tell you what your kid needs to learn. And you need to start regulating their jobs. Their job is to educate your kids, and you better wake the hell up because they're doing a shitty job at it. All right, let's move on. On religion. You know, they're teaching you, and it all comes together. They're trying to teach you that this country is full of hate. Everybody who is white hates you. What they don't tell you is, you know, the Republican Party was formed, one of their largest battles and fights were to free slaves. And now I'm not telling you this because you can't look it up. So you want to look it up and come back to me and tell me I was wrong, we can do with this. Okay? But when they fought and when they voted to end slavery, the entire Democratic Party voted against ending slavery. The entire Democratic Party voted against ending slavery. Think about that. The Republican Party, on the other hand, had the majority, thank God, and was able to pass the bill to end slavery. See, they don't tell you this with this critical race theory bullshit and with this racial bullshit. Did they ever tell you how many thousands of white people died in that war and that party that led into freeing slaves and ending slavery in their country? Has anybody ever seen them say, thank God for them white people that died? Not one of these leading people have ever said how many white people died. How many white people stood up to fight for equality, fight for the right to vote, fight for the right to equal schools, equal education? They never talk about that. They only talk about the ugliness. So I'm going to ask you this. Before I go into the amendment, tell me, I want you to ask your friends and your neighbors and all, tell me the 10 best things that you like about this country. And then ask them to tell you the 10 things you hate about this country. Because let me tell you something. This country is not perfect. But where are you going to go? You got people that talk about Muslim lands and Muslim this, and they come here and they do this and that. I know Muslims who tell you what they're doing is pure hate. They won't do it in their country. If you were born here in America, after, and the fights going on, and you're an American, and we have Hispanics and African American astronauts. We have Hispanics and African American bankers. We have Hispanic and African American police officers. We have Hispanics and African American, I think, pilots. We have scientists. We have doctors in all kinds of fields. We have construction and engineers. So where's the racism? Where is it? This is why I'm bringing this up with religion. Religion has every race in it. If you're Baptist, you have Baptists across the country. They're all colors. Methodists, Catholics, Muslims, all over. Why the hate? If you're a so-called Christian or Muslim or Jewish or whatever you say you are, why are you letting the hate being promoted? If you're a Christian, so-called, and you believe that life is important and freedom and all this stuff that you say you want in your religion, why are you with a Democratic Party who believes in abortions and have killed more than 50 million babies? And organizations have profited from it. Why is that? And you're a Christian. No, you're not a Christian. And you're a pastor. No, you're not a pastor. But you are a damn hypocrite. That's what you are. I have friends who are Jewish, Muslims, Baptists, Methodists, Pentecostal, and we all hang out. And at that same group, I have white friends, and I never seen them wear no Ku Klux Klan suit. They exist, of course they do. The Black Panthers have their own affiliating group. Yes, they do. You have organizations that preach pure hate, and they're organizations, pure hate. And then you got whites that have pure hate. But you know whose fault that is? It's my fault and your fault that we allow them to keep doing this. Because on the name of religion and the name of everything else, we've hid behind the Bible. We've hid behind the religion, and I shouldn't vote. And I shouldn't do this. But you don't have a problem getting that extra stimulus check. But you do have a problem standing up to do what's right in this country. This country is headed for communism. Look what's happening in Cuba, in Hades, pain and the suffering. And now you got an administration that doesn't want to let the people that actually attempt to cross, they get to the borders of Florida and reach freedom. They don't want them to be able to get freedom. They don't want them to come over here. They're telling them not to come over here. Why? Because if they came over here, they can literally tell the American people what communism is all about. What's communism about? What this government's doing. They shut down their communication in Cuba, their government. What is the president? This super clown that we have in the White House. Okay? Him and his administration wants to shout out, they are teamed up with Facebook. And they said it publicly. Anything negative on the COVID virus or anything else, they're literally monitoring and shutting your site off or your stuff off because you're not what they want to agree on, which is the First Amendment, the right to free speech. That's the same thing that Cuba did to its people days ago. So that people can't come out here and see what's happening. Then the only thing they want on Facebook is what they want you to hear, which is the same thing that China does. Iran does. Iraq, no, not Iraq, Iran. Same thing. But Cuba does. Shut them off and put out only what they want you to say. And right now, today, this Biden administration is actually monitoring your Facebook pages and your communications and your texts so that they can see whatever doesn't fit their narrative, they're going to have it knocked off. And every day they decide what you're allowed to say and what you're allowed to hear. And guess what? That's communism. Straight up. And you're allowing them to do exactly that. You're allowing them to tell you what you're going to do. You don't have no say in the school system. Cuba. You have no say in what you hear. Cuba and China. Your cities are closed down. Your churches are closed down. Instead of the churches standing up and say, no, you're not going to stop me from practicing my religion, and putting your seats outside in front of the church and having 3-6 feet distance and still having your service outside. No, they didn't do that. They tell you it's okay to go get a bottle in a liquor store and stand in a line back to back. Lines around the corner, and you can go buy your liquor and drink and do everything you want to do. You know, increase the number of people who can smoke marijuana and drugs and the whole bit. But you cannot go to church because they're going to lock you up for going to church. And there comes the hypocrite pastors and church leaders who accepted it. If you have a cross on, it gets offensive. But if I said, my man, I get offended because you don't like the cross, then I'm being racist and hateful. But you can say that you get offended for my cross. I don't care, dude. Whoever you are out there, I don't give a shit. I will display my cross. I will display my American flag, and you are not changing it. If I'm the last man standing on the mountain, I will hold up that cross. You're not doing it. Mayor Kenny, you know what you can kiss. By the time they're done and this administration is done and you keep letting them go, you're going to have a new constitution. And I want to break down between here and my webpage on Rumble, freedom.tyranny.com, and my Rumble show and this show here, my Freedom Not Tyranny on Rumble, and an hour with Dave on Usla. I want to introduce what I believe will be the new version of the Constitution. And I'm going to give you the heading of the Constitution. Constitution says, we the people. Well, the Constitution is going to say, we the government. And where it says you have the right to freedom of speech, they're going to say, you got the right to say what we want you to say, if not, shut the hell up. You have the right in our Constitution to bear arms. Theirs is going to say, if you're part of our group, you can own and defend yourself. If not, tough shit. So I'm going to give you what the American Constitution is, a copy you can look at and order or download or whatever it is you can do on our two shows. On freedom.tyranny.com or on USLR, my sites, because I'll have it here by next week to show you. And it's going to be the new Constitution that's coming, because we have a series on the Constitution that we're doing now. So I'm getting ready to take a break. I got to end of my day. I want you to think about it, because I love you. I love our freedom. I love my flag. I love my cross. And I ain't giving it the hell up for anybody. You ain't man enough to come take my cross down. Okay? If you think you're man enough to come take my cross down, come do it, because I don't turn the other cheek. I got some place to put that cross. If you come get it, I'll let you figure out where it's at, because it'll raise your voice tone a couple edges up. God bless everyone. Take care. Love you. See you next Monday. Hello, everyone, and welcome to An Hour with Dave, a straight shooting talk show that doesn't hold anything back. You either love the show, hate the show, love me, hate me, doesn't matter, but it's the show you want to watch. 1 Hour with Dave.